there. I just wanted to say good morning and maybe give a few ergonomic tips for how do I work at home safely. It seems it's a simple request, like, oh, no big deal. It's just going to be a little while. And it may just be a month, or it may just be a few weeks, or maybe it's going to be 2 or 3 months. We don't know. But what we do know is we want you to be safe and healthy. So I'm here to just give a few tips on what you can do in your home office, your new home office, wherever that may be. Is it at your dining room table? Is it in your living room on your coffee table? Do you have an office that you can go to with a desk and have its proper setup? Most of us are not going to have the proper setups like we would at our work office. If I go to my office where I work in my cubicle, I can get almost any piece of equipment I need just to make sure I'm ergonomically good, right? Well, we can't do that at home. We'd have to go buy it. That's okay. And there's lots of products out there and they're super inexpensive anymore. You don't have to pay top dollar for equipment that's going to keep you safe or keep you injury free. You just have to know what to look for. So one of the tips that I just want to give, and I'm not going to give all these specific dimensions, and so you have to get a tape measure out and figure that out. It's just going to be some simple, let's use your arms and your hands to figure out where stuff should be. So when you're sitting at your desk, you want to make sure that you're up to your desk. So you're sitting close to your desk, that your elbows are at a 90-degree or greater angle. You don't want to end up like this, sitting down like that or anything like that. You want everything to be level. So your elbows should be at 90 degrees with your wrist flat. You want to make sure that your wrists are flat because you don't want them bent either way because that can cause pain and it can cause carpal tunnel and other issues, right? So we don't want that. So another good tip is that your screens should be at eye level. You should be able to look at your screen. The top 1/3 of your screen should be at eye level. So when you move your eyes, you can see the full length of your screen. You don't have to move your head. You're looking through the bottom of your glasses or something, or you're not looking down at your screen. You want to be able to just look straight at your screen and see it. Now, I don't have fancy equipment. I just used a box to put my laptop on. So it was at eye level, so nothing fancy. And then I had a second monitor that we're using as well. And that, of course, is adjustable. It's at eye level. Also, so that I don't have to use the keyboard up here, I do have a secondary keyboard that I can use here. And it's wireless. You don't have to have wireless. Obviously, I'm not taking this anywhere. I could have it plugged in. It's just nice to have it wireless. I can move it around if needed. So another tip is when you're sitting in your chair, you, again, make sure you're sitting close to your desk. You don't have to be touching it. But also, you want your knees at a 90-degree angle. That same 90-degree angle that you have your elbows in, you want for your knees. Why? Because if your feet aren't flat on the floor, if they're not touching and they're not flat, then you're causing contact stress on the back of your legs, and you don't want that. That can cause fatigue. Believe it or not, it can cause fatigue and other issues. So you don't want that. Also, ensure you have 2 to 3 finger width between the back of your knee and the chair that you're sitting in. If you don't have that much, then either A, the chair's a little big for you, or B, the seat pan, if movable, can be moved back so that it gives you a little bit of room there. Also, if you have more than 2 to 3 fingers, then the chair is too small or the seat pan needs to be moved out. So just keep that in mind. A lot of times I'll sit forward on a chair that I have if it's too big for me, and that happens a lot. So I'll sit forward, and that's okay as long as you're still keeping your back straight. So throughout the day, if you find yourself going, over and over more and more, just straighten up and keep your back straight. That's one of the reasons why they do recommend having a nice tall back on a chair. This is actually too tall for me. I really don't like this height of a chair for long-term use. The chairs that I like at work are actually the body built chairs because they're not the mesh. The mesh tends to cause some contact issues for me personally. but it gives me good back support so I can sit straight in my chair and have that good back support. It's really important. It really is. Also, it's a good idea if your arms are movable. If they're not, that's just at home. A lot of times we don't have the fancy chairs that cost hundreds of dollars. But when you pick out your new office chair, what you could do is sit in it. Sit in it before you buy it. Don't just look at something and say, hey, that looks great, I'm going to get that one. Unless you already know, unless you've sat in that one before and you know if it fits you good. So what I'm recommending is sit in the chair. Make sure that, again, your arms can sit at that 90 or greater degree angle. That's all you need. And that when your arm meets the desk, my wrist is flat. That's what you want to make sure. So elbows and knees at 90 degrees, wrists are flat, and your feet are flat on the floor. Those are some of the key steps right there. Also, sometimes when you're working from home, right, you're going to have pets or you're going to have kids, those kinds of things, especially right now when kids are told, school's over basically for the year. So be mindful, pardon me, of some of the issues, some of the hazards that are in your home that you might not consider during the day. So you're going to the kitchen, you're going to get a cup of coffee, and there's a toy there. Just be super aware of your surroundings. Sometimes we walk around the house during the weekend or in the evenings, and we know all this stuff. But when you're working and you're thinking about work, your mind, you're distracted. So you don't want to be distracted when you're walking through your house, because walking down your hallway can be dangerous. Walking into another room can be dangerous. So just be really super aware of your surroundings. Also, for all these fancy electronics, right, you're probably going to have cords and things like that. If there's a cord that's draped across any type of walkway, anywhere that you're going to actually walk, you want to make sure that you tape that down to the floor, or you use a cord mat. You put a mat over it, put tape down, do something that allows you the safety to get safely across that cord if that cord actually has to be there. If that cord doesn't need to be there and you can reroute it somehow, that's the best solution. Eliminate the hazard. That's what you want to do. If the hazard isn't there, you don't have to worry about it. So reroute it if you can. And also ensure with all this equipment you're plugging in that you're not daisy chaining. What is daisy chaining? Daisy chaining is taking an extension cord and another extension cord because you need that outlet over there, but your equipment's over here. So you're hooking up two extension cords together. That's against the law, actually, right? That's a fire safety code. So you want to make sure you're only using one, and you're not using that extension cord for permanent electricity. It's not permanent. It's not permanent wiring. Nope. It's just a temporary fix until you can get something better, right? Also, your surge protectors. Your surge protectors are the same thing as having an extension cord. You can't have more than one hooked up to a device at any one time. So just keep those kinds of things in mind. Watch for tripping hazards. And that includes if you spill coffee or water in your kitchen or your bathroom, that's a hazard. Okay, so watch for the tripping hazard. Watch for the slipping hazards. Be mindful of distractions. If you're distracted, you're not focused, injuries can occur. Also, make sure that you're sitting at your desk correctly. You're going to keep safe and healthy, and that's our goal. My name is Brenda. I'm a safety professional. Been doing this for about 12 years or so. I love what I do, and I just want to help keep you safe. Thank you, and I hope you have a safe and happy day.